see all these gurus on social media, they've got all these 6 charts everywhere. That's just not the reality of trading. Nothing was going wrong. I was just trading my strategy as normal. I think I was down like 2% in a day. As soon as that happened, I just hit the self-destruct button. I blew one of my 200k accounts.
Right, there we've got an unexpected guest on the floor today. We've got Pep. I'm sure a lot of you recognise the face. And
yeah, good to be here, Planty.
Absolutely. I was going to say this is the first time I've officially met Pep apart from at the Christmas party, so I'm really interested in this backstory. Yeah. And over to you. Let's hear all about how you got into the industry and why ACG.
Yeah, so how did I get into the industry? So, good question. So, I've been trading maybe 8 to 10 years. So, passive investing, things for my pension, passively investing in crypto as well. Used to do a bit of penny stocks back in the day, and then, slowly moved over to day trading and Forex. The majority of my trading the last 8 to 6 years has been my personal account, and then, been into prop trading for the last 7 to 8 months.
And when you say personal account, what's that? Is that like with an IG or something like that, or is it?
Oanda.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
And obviously the account side is nothing like prop firms. I've had a few accounts, 30k, 50k, meaningful accounts, but nothing like you can leverage with prop firms.
And were you doing another job outside this?
I got my fingers in different pies, but I think that's the misconception with trading is, people, see all these gurus on social media, they've got all these 6 charts everywhere. Trading is, if you want to become a trader, it's to create more freedom. You don't want to be stuck in front of the charts all day, every day. That's just not the reality of trading. If you're a profitable trader.
Yeah, and I'd say this series of interviews has made that quite apparent.
Okay.
The people who have been messing up, they just couldn't let go. And it's only when they've realised that they need to focus.
Yeah, exactly. And like everyone says in trade, less is more. Yeah. So
I just mentioned it to you earlier when we met. It's pretty much like the message you give on a lot of your little snippets that we see on social media, and it's the focus. You must, it's got that emphasis. Get the old trend lines out there. Do your first principles correctly.
Exactly.
There's no way around this, is there? It's like no one comes into this and starts throwing darts at a dartboard and surely expects to win.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to get all the foundational stuff correct. Risk management. Strategy. Real basic support and resistance. You got to get all those foundation bits kind of ironed out, and then kind of take the next step up. Then start with a strategy, optimizing that strategy. But yeah, the biggest thing in trading, and again, probably most people say this, is just control your risk.
Yeah.
As long as you're controlling your risk, you're not going to go into any bad drawdowns. You're not going to, mentally fail as well. And that all boils down to, just managing your risk, 1 to 2% per trade, even less if you're on larger accounts.
Yeah, because you want to stay in the game. You worked hard to get those.
It
literally is accumulation, isn't it? Compounding. I don't know how many people have got to a qualified stage and then thrown the full bat at everything and made it out big. Because it seems to me like suicide time, isn't it? Surely,
exactly. And
when it's real money, you want to be incrementally making it a living, don't you?
100%. And I have my downfalls as well. I think, again, another misconception is people are profitable all the time, but that's just not really reality.
They feel if they're embarrassed to say they've had a losing trade, it's the alarm bells are ringing, aren't they?
Exactly. So I've been trading with ACG a 400k account or 200k accounts for the last 6 months, and I was smashing it. So
how can you just say, because someone else was talking about this earlier, that one of the reasons the only issue they've got with ACG is the 300 limit. So if you've got 200s, how do you get around the 300, 100?
Yeah, so I think I think the rule is it's got to be a different strategy. So you can't take the same trade. So I have 200k accounts, and I can't take.
Do you have distinct strategies within those then?
No. So the way I do it is I trade one account 1 week, and then just switch over to the next account.
So you're never concurrent.
Exactly, and that kind of aligns with my payouts, because one account, the payout will be on the Monday, then the week after the other account will be on the Monday after. So
these are good tips for people.
Definitely.
You don't want to me, half the problem of being successful psychologically on this platform, I've done all sorts of things in my trading career. It's dealing with the little rules. I'm more obsessed with not blowing up on the rules than I am on the trading. It's and that must be loads of people the similar way.
Yeah, any prop firm, you need to follow their rules because, if you...
And read the FAQ.
Yeah.
Anyone that's doing a support role for ACG, we're sending out a message, please.
Exactly,
please read what it says on the tin, please.
You're just going to keep going backwards. You're going to have to reset the challenge and stuff like that. So, read the FAQs. And like I was mentioning, last 6 months, really good. I never went into a weekend in a drawdown on both accounts. But then, I have a slip up one day, the kids aren't sleeping.
Yeah.
Things aren't going my way. And the thing with trading is when you approach the markets, you got 3 choices, I always say. You got one where you're going to follow your strategy, follow your risk management, be patient. The other option you got is walking away, no, this is not for you today, just step away from the market. Yeah. And then the last option is what I did earlier this month is hit the self-destruct button. And honestly, it's true that nothing was going wrong. I was just trading my strategy as normal. I think I was down like 2% in a day, which is kind of a lot for me, maybe a bit more than that. And as soon as that happened, I just hit the self-destruct button.
I'm not having that.
Yeah, and I blew one of my 200k accounts in
jeepers.
Like 6 to 8 hours. And I just thought, you're an idiot. Why did you do that? Luckily, I took a challenge pretty much a week later and I passed. I'm getting quite good at passing challenges. I passed that one first time.
What's your strategy for that then? There's all sorts of people out there with the best intentions, but if you've done this regularly, can you impart what you do?
Yeah, for me, I think you need to treat a challenge differently to a live account. Actually, it depends on where you are in your trading journey. If you're at the beginning of your trading journey, treat a challenge like a live account and just slowly look to pass it. And you just follow strict risk management rules, stick to your strategy and just slowly chip away. If you're more of a seasoned trader, my opinion is you need to up your risk a little bit because the longer you're in a challenge, the less you're making on a live account. So, for example, let's just say...
because I've seen some people, sorry to interrupt, say they're on there, they're on our chat going, just blow it, man. Just get on with it and do it because you can just buy another one. It's like, that's putting you in an extreme position.
Yeah, I think you've got to be somewhere in the middle, is my opinion. But, if a 200k challenge is $1,000, I know for every 2 challenges I take, I'll pass one of them. Statistically, I have all the challenges I've done.
And how long have you been doing challenges for? How many years?
No, not even years. Within a year, yeah.
Okay.
So and I've got a couple of accounts with other people as well. But if 200k challenge, $1,000, take me 2 stabs at it to get it. That's only $2,000 that I need to spend. And once I've got that live account, I know I'm going to be doing.
And you're going to get one of those back.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to be doing 1 to 3% a month. That's what I aim for, 1 to 3%, and I'm happy with that.
And that's not
a lot of money.
You're sensible. You're within, proper strategies.
Exactly. You do need to treat a challenge differently to a live account. If you're a seasoned trader.
And I think you've probably done one on this. A lot of people talk about the journaling. How do you do your journaling, and how often do you reflect back on it and back test and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I'm probably not as hot on that anymore. I used to be, dedicated to that.
Do you think, and that, again, I've thought that it is a good discipline to have, particularly when you started, but as a seasoned trader, after a while, that surely becomes ingrained, doesn't it? You kind of know what you're doing. Unless you're going through a period where it's really bad, I think, to me, that would say, right, start journaling again, because you're doing something away from what's been successful.
Exactly. And I think people get stuck in a rut of having a strategy which is too complicated. Yeah. They feel they need to back test and journal all these different setups and how they're feeling, etc., etc. And that's just overkill for me personally. I keep my trading as simple as possible. It's at the point now where the basics, if you look at the chart and price is going up, look for a long position, keep it as basic as that, and just find a good area for price to pull back in and just look to hop onto a trend. And obviously there's a few bits in
There's
between
nuance
there.
with it all, isn't there? Yeah,
but
exactly.
Just don't overcomplicate it.
I think, from what you said, it's having the wherewithal and forethought to have a strategy, isn't it? And stick to it and be disciplined. And to a certain extent, that will take you quite a lot of the way through. Then you can hone that, can't you? And get it right. It's having the airy fairy, out there kind of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stands to trading. That's what's going to blow you up. It's
Yeah.
just literally get yourself pegged to the floor. Start with the right fundamentals. And it'll take care of itself, because so many people lose at this. There must be a lot of people out there not even getting on the first rung.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you just mentioned fundamentals there. I think that's something for me I need to get a bit better at. More just finding a reliable resource to look at fundamentals.
I'm here, man.
And I know. That's what I mean. It's why great to have you on team. But I genuinely need to pick your brains on, because I got on the. So my trading day is I'll check the calendar for the day, just see what's going on, and then before I even look at the charts, look at the dollar, then I'll jump to a website called FX Street.
Okay, yeah.
It has tons of news articles, but
it's
a bit behind though. That's the thing.
I think I tried to put myself in the situation of not knowing anything and going out there and trying to find it. And I've got investing.com coming in, and you've got the eToros and all this. Well, you've got people getting paid to produce content. And then I've no longer got a professional Bloomberg, but I've got Bloomberg Digital and various other things. And I know that I can go direct to the data. I know exactly the websites that's publishing the data before it's hitting the street. And there's so little in real time to help you. No wonder people kind of give up on it. And hopefully we're going to progress that over the next few months, because there's so many good things out there that do complement the technical setups.
Exactly.
And sometimes you have to rely on that. The technical setup's failing for a reason sometimes. And there's all sorts been going on in the last week. The quarterly, you got the quarterly refunding tonight in the States, where they actually, out of the blue, did a Monday announcement, didn't they, about how much they were doing, which caught the market out in the evening session. Yeah. You've got Jolts coming out yesterday, everyone going, why the hell are things jumping all over? I mean, Jolts is a major piece of information. No one's even talking about it on the site. We need to get people into that mindset of, it's not a case of being in front of trading in front of data, but it's certainly knowing that there's something out there that's moving, and what is it?
Yeah. And for me as a retail trader, that additional confluence, if the fundamentals align with my technicals, then. Yeah,
this is what I find. And I think the narrative is beginning to fill. It is all about that combination, the confluence. You use the confluence word, which I always loved in my notes, because it makes half a dozen people go, what the hell is he calling it? But it's brilliant. It really is all about getting as many ticks to the structure. It's not a case of making it complicated. It's it's taking away the negatives, isn't it?
Yeah. And just the more things in your favor, the more you can start to up your risk slightly. And when price is hitting a level. Yeah. It's one checklist. Do you have the setup? Is it with the trend? Is the news in your favor? The more things you can build for your case for taking a trade, then. So
you said one thing I'd like to pick up on. Obviously, there's limits on how much you can have at ACG, and you are in with other people. What made you or attracted you to working with ACG in the first place?
To be honest, I didn't know anything different before ACG. But that's the only prop firm I've kind of really dived into. The FAQs, what they stand for, their values. Before ACG, I just viewed the prop firm space as a scammy space, even FTMO. But yeah, the thing with Alpha Capital Group and having a direct contact with Alex is, ACG is a reputable company. They're going to look after you. They've got a good community, good support system. They're very transparent, and that's what puts them above most other prop firms, in my opinion.
And that's interesting, because you've got an insight, both into Alpha and outside. So, I think that rather than that being as telling ourselves and patting ourselves on the back, I think that's quite instructive. That you've seen it from both sides, haven't you?
Yeah, and some of the other, because now I do dip into other prop firms, because I'm maxed out at Alpha Capital Group, but they don't even come close to ACG, in my opinion. And
is there anything that you've been in day-to-day nuts and bolts, seeing things that we could do to improve? Do you think there's anything in the offing that looks good?
I think generally more of very good support. I think my advice to the team would be maybe to streamline the case management side, maybe have a proper tool in place, where people can monitor where their case is, for example. Somebody submits a ticket, they can see it's being looked at, maybe some SLAs as well. And I think, having a really streamlined case management process, I think that will put them even further ahead than other prop firms.
And that'll make the Discord even more fun, won't it? Because there's some great shit on there, but we've got all the tickets in the way. Yeah,
and it's like with all the prop firms, people raise all these tickets in Discord. For me, I don't think that's a professional. It could be a more professional way of dealing with tickets and cases. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, so hopefully that's been a good insight into one of our favourite faces that we have on social media.
Yeah, you'll be seeing more on social media side of things. So yeah,
we're looking forward to it.
Keep a lookout. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Pep.
Yeah,
See you
cheers,
again soon.
Yeah, cheers, mate.